Welcome to MMA Grind Weekly Rewind, where we recap MMA news and fighter stories from this past week. According to Conor McGregor, Dana White and the UFC have shut down and officially killed the bout between Conor and Logan Paul, who have been working towards an exhibition boxing match in Saudi Arabia. Conor was supposed to meet with the Paul brothers to discuss their potential multi-million mega fight, but the UFC is just not interested in co-promoting with TKO Promotions.
Quote from a recent interview from Conor on the Schmoes show, "It is what it is. The UFC just aren't into it. The offer was on the table, in writing. Both athletes will say, he's not fighting, but both athletes are under the TKO banner. UFC, WWE, both rising up. The stock price of TKO holding ground is through the roof. New market in India opened up and booming. It was business savvy and business sense to make the fight happen. Or should I say the glorified spar happen? In between this waiting period that we find ourselves in before I can get back to the octagon, it made perfect sense on the calendar to go ahead with it. The UFC weren't into it. The WWE, I'm not sure what their interest in it was. I just knew the UFC weren't into it." Conor also hinted of a potential surprise BKFC fight in the future. "One of these days, you'll just hear my music come onto this stage, bare knuckle fighting championship, and I'll have my fists wrapped with no gloves for a fight, out of nowhere. No promotion, no promo, no nothing. Just fighting a random fight on the card. That could be what the future holds. And legal making claims and all this? That's for pussies."
What do you guys think of a potential fight with Conor and Logan? Should the UFC co-promote this bout? Would you want to see it? And who would win? Let us know in the comments if you would want to see Conor in bare knuckle fighting as well. Conor also made an appearance to BKFC's Knuckle 5 Mania's press conference, with the three main bouts being Taylor Starling versus former UFC fighter Beck Rawlings, and Big Ben Rothwell defending his heavyweight championship against Mick Terrell, and finally in the main event, two former UFC stars face off, Jeremy Lil, Heathen Stevens versus the Underground King Eddie Alvarez, which promises to be a bloody war and barn burner of a fight. The fights will take place Saturday, January 25th, and can order on pay-per-view on the DAZN.
As per usual, superfan favorite Nate Diaz chimed in on the Paul brothers' run-in with Conor at President Trump's inauguration this past Monday and tweeted, "What the hell going on here? You guys all been talking hella shit. You should have beat his ass. He would have fucked you both up easy, but you should have at least gave it a try after talking all that shit. You ladies all cap. Be about it, don't talk about it. Hashtag Paul Sisters versus hashtag Real Fighter."
In other MMA news, the new fight promotion Global Fight League signed two more former UFC contenders, Cynthia Calvillo and fan favorite Tony El Cucuy Ferguson, who's leaving the UFC after an 8-fight skid to join the new promotion, adding to an already extensive ex-UFC fighter heavy roster. The GFL is quickly growing as an alternative source for mixed martial arts to the UFC, and could take over that Bellator void, bringing some competition to the UFC, with an already impressive list of Hall of Fame caliber fighters, becoming a Legends League for aging, or another outlet for up-and-coming fighters as well. There are plenty of blockbuster matchups to be made in the new organization at any stage of respective careers. What do you guys think of the new Fight League? Let us know down below.
UFC light heavyweight champ Alex Pereira was asked about the contender bout that took place between Jiri Prochazka and Jamahal Hill this past Saturday, and if he was happy to see outspoken rival Jamahal Hill getting knocked out by Jiri in the third round. The two-division champ had this to say to MMA Junkie, "I have absolutely no problem with him. We're both the same. Sometimes I'll go and make some fun before the fight, or he will say something about me. But tomorrow we're going to hold hands, respect each other. I think all the turmoil that was created is part of the sport." He was also asked about a potential third fight with Jiri, who called him out in his Octagon interview with Joe Rogan after his impressive win, and Alex responded, "He's number 2, but whatever he is, I'm here to fight. If he's number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 or 6, I'm just here to fight anybody." Are you guys excited to see a third fight with Jiri with Alex Pereira if he can get past Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313?
And what do you think is next for Jamahal Hill, who put on a valiant effort in the all-out war against Jiri? I think a fight with Alexander Rakic would be crazy fun, and catapult either fighter right back in the title contention mix with a do-or-die battle between two top 5 light heavyweights. Let us know down in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching MMA Grind.